Right, so this next song that I'm gonna do is called Screen, and it's basically about technology. It's something that we are all guilty of. I'm probably 100% guilty of it, but I was thinking about it one time, and it was like, I remember when I was a kid, before I had a phone or an iPod or anything like that, how there was always something to do, and I almost never got bored, and I could, my friends and I, we were always doing something. And then as you start to bring technology into your life, you become more reliant on it for entertainment, and your creativity just kind of starts to go down. And so this song is basically about how technology does that to people, and just looking back on my childhood, thinking how vivid it was, and kids now, how they're buried in their phones. I just wonder if it's like the same. So I try to write songs that I think people of my generation can relate to, because they can't relate to a lot of the songs that are out there right now that they're listening to. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I built myself a dreamland, but it got torn down by a screen. And I never had a moment of bore until I had a dream. And I had castles and mermaids and adventures. Then came the screen. Things really aren't the way they seem if you belong to a screen. So build the walls around you high. If you have wings, then take flight, unless you belong to a screen. I lose track of time, sense of rhyme, when I belong to my screen. Ain't it funny how when you think you own something, it really owns you? The world rushes by in the blink of an eye, and you can take pictures, but they don't last if you belong to a screen. No more dreamlands for me, thanks to my screen, and no more joy and company, all thanks to my screen. So build the walls around you high. If you have wings, then take flight, unless you belong to a screen. I lose track of time and sense of rhyme when I'm on my screen. Ain't it funny how when you think you own something, it really owns you? No more dreamlands for me, thanks to my screen. Oh, build the walls around you high. You have wings, then take flight, unless you belong to a screen. I lose track of time and sense of rhyme when I belong to a screen. Ain't it funny how when you think you own something, it really owns you? The world rushes by in the blink of an eye, and you can take pictures, but they don't last if you belong to a screen. So build the walls around you high. If you have wings, then take flight, unless you belong to a screen. Track of time, sense of rhyme, when I belong to a screen. Ain't it funny how when you think you own something, it really owns you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you get that smart to know that?
People tell me that I have a really old soul, I listen to all the music, like from the 60s and 70s, and I don't know, I I try to be really observant of what's going on around me, both socially and just my own life. And you know, it's like technology, it doesn't just make you procrastinate, but it's killing
Absorbs
your
you.
brain. Yeah, and that's why I used like an extreme, like dramatic version of belonging to the screen.
Yeah, I
because
love it.
eventually, you know, I feel like that's where we might be if we aren't careful.
Yeah. Awesome.